Obviously, Jarren Duran leading the way in the leadoff spot. He was also in the middle of an ugly confrontation with a Cleveland fan on Sunday. It happened during the 7th inning. A fan yelled something at Duran, which sparked a situation where the player had to be held back by teammates, coaches, and even umpires. The Guardians later apologized for the fan's behavior and said that they were looking into the matter. Let's get more now as we send you up to Toronto for the first time today. Jahmai Webster joins us. Jahmai, you were close to the situation as it went down. What can you tell us?
Well, TC, I can tell you that it's garnered international attention and really brought a highlight into how fans should be interacting with players. And what happened was Duran flied out to center field and he was walking back to the dugout, and this fan yelled what he did at him, and immediately he took exception to it. But first base coach Jose David Flores decided to hold him back and retain him and told him that the umpire was going to take care of it because the umpire heard the situation as well. But the situation started to build some momentum because this fan remained in his seat the entire rest of the inning, and there was 2 outs at this point, but it just seemed to continue. So Duran was staring at him the whole way before he finally got up and ran away, and you saw what else ensued. But this is one of those things where it's literally life and death situation when you consider Jarren Duran bearing his soul to the cameras on Netflix about just how close he was to taking his own life. So it's one of those things where you feel like is out of bounds, and that's kind of what I asked Jarren postgame. Take a listen to his comments.
And the umpires were aware of it, and they took care of it for me.
Is this the kind of thing, you kind of need to be not guard on, but just, think about that might happen over the course of the year?
Yeah, I mean, when you open yourself up like that, you're also opening yourself up to the enemies. So, but I have a good support staff around me, teammates, coaches, and fans that were supporting me. So that was awesome.
I'm assuming that's the first time you've heard something like that since you came out with the documentary and stuff.
Yeah, that was the first time.
So you guys understand that there's no bigger rivalry in this game than Red Sox and Yankees. But even the Yankees captain Aaron Judge had comments in support of Duran following this incident. Obviously, he's gotten to know him over the course of the last several years in competition, but most recently really got a chance to understand the type of player and person he is at the All-Star game last year. And he was one who said this should never happen in the game, and Duran is a great guy, as well as Cody Bellinger saying that this fan should be banned from ballparks across America for the rest of his life, guys.
Great reporting, Jahmai. We appreciate it. I'm sure Duran is feeling the support throughout baseball. In fact, the Guardians quickly, as we said, issued an apology saying, quote, "We are aware of the situation that took place during today's game between a fan and one of the Red Sox players that violated our fan conduct policy. We recognize the gravity of the behavior at issue here and take very seriously conduct of this nature. We apologize to the Red Sox organization, the player involved, fans, and the area, and are addressing the situation. We have identified the fan in question and will work with Major League Baseball regarding next steps. We strive to provide the best experience to visiting players and fans, and that fell short today." Now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, an important time to champion the importance of mental health, reduce stigma, and promote support for those affected by mental health challenges. When the story of Duran's battles with mental health and some of the struggles he has had were released in the Netflix docuseries, The Clubhouse, many people took advantage of the resources available to them. If you need to talk to someone or know someone who needs help with their mental health, call or text 988, the National Suicide or Crisis and Crisis Lifeline. People under the age of 25 can text Hey Sam, the only youth peer-to-peer mental health text line in Massachusetts. That number is 439-726. Whatever the reason, you are not alone. Reach out. Samaritans Boston has been working to prevent suicide and provide hope for more than 50 years. You can learn more at SamaritansHope.org. And Jim, that was the real upside of the entire story of Duran coming out and talking about that, is he has really used his platform to help others reach out. They figure if a major league ball player needs help at time to time, it's okay for me to call somebody.
No doubt about that. I think a lot of people they're just not nice. That's just the way it is. And to me, I'm looking at this fan here. those seats that he was in, those are like box seats, so they know who he is or where he got the ticket and everything else. And it's like, if you are that way, how are you as a human being with your other friends or people that are having the same crisis as Duran?
Yeah, no doubt that person needs to give himself a real little bit of soul searching.
It's you want to help. The first thing that it's just like playing baseball and not getting away from that. The first thing that I think about, look in the mirror and analyze yourself. And see if you was in Duran's situation or at that particular time what was about to take place. Would you want someone to say that about you?
Of course not. Of course not.
Just leave it that way.
Simple as that, right? Treat others the way you would want to be treated yourself. 100%.